Sure.
So yeah, like I was saying, 2017 is 8 years ago. Does that make you feel old, dude?
How long ago? 8 years
Eight.
ago?
8 years ago. Once we enter 2025, it will officially be 8 years since it was 2017. I've been out of school, man, for like six. Is it 16 years? I don't know, man.
No, dude, listen. Okay, so I graduated in 2010.
I graduated in 2012. 2010 is 14 years ago, so I've been out of school for 12 years. Well, I seen you wanted to do like a get together. What a reunion?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I
Well,
seen
see,
that.
listen. Yeah, because I put on Facebook. I don't know why. Because like lately, dude, my thing is, dude, life is too fucking short, and I just wants to bring everyone together for a good laugh. So I decided, I said next year is 15-year anniversary. I was talking to some of the guys in high school, like on the fucking council and stuff, and I was like, yeah, let's see if we can get something on to go. But whether that happens or not, I have no fucking idea. It'd be nice
Well,
though.
I like the idea of doing it like because it might be hard to get like one graduating class, but if we got like the last, like just say when you were in grade 12 all the way to grade the people in grade 10. So like my group, it would be like our reunion, the grade
Yeah,
11s reunion, the grade 12 reunions.
dude, it'd be just. I think it'd just be cool to get like everybody who went to Crescent together right now, just like literally 12 years later, just to see. I don't know. I think that'd be cool.
No, I
But
would.
like,
I agree because like there's people that I never talked to
yeah,
in high school, and I kind of feel bad about it. But I would like no, but I do because like I don't know, it's just this thing of like not that I thought I was probably better than them. I don't know what I thought when I was 18, but also at 17, but also at the same time, I'm like, I probably should have like said hi to that person once. Like,
well, it's just all part of growing up, I think. But because when we were pieces of shit in high school. By what do you mean? We didn't give a fuck about no one but ourselves.
I know, well, that's the thing when you're that age, you're selfish. But I guess like on the topic of bringing people together, I guess this is kind of where we lead off with this and our new podcast that we've started.
Yeah,
What is the name, Jordan? Do you want to?
it is the Good Laff Podcast, of course.
Yeah, and that's LAFF. Um, and but
Yeah,
yeah, so me and well, actually, Jordan had the idea when the last time I was home for working was I think it was in like May. Yeah, I came down to Dildo and you were like, let's meet up. Well, we wanted to meet up and chat, and you were like, we should start a podcast, by and I'm like, we should start a podcast.
what,
And
dude? Why the fuck not? Wouldn't we start? Why wouldn't we start a podcast? By
and then I guess it has led us here to this moment where we are finally recording it after a lot of back and forth and us kind of being really anxious to do it. And it's just, well, to be honest,
well, listen. It's just the kind of people we are. By it's like we're both busy. We're both ADHD as fuck, and it's just like, oh, you want to do it now? No, by sorry, can't out. It's just yeah. But anyway, here we are. We got
well,
here.
yeah, exactly. So thanks for anyone listening. I guess we'll say thank you for listening because
There's gonna be a
that's
few by. Listen, dude. There's gonna be a few curious buys seeing what the fuck we're saying. You know, there's gonna be.
exactly.
So, what is that buys? Hey,
So yeah, so I guess the podcast people have been asking me what it is about and stuff, and I'm still trying to. I think we're still trying to figure it out.
the podcast people. Listen, dude.
No,
This.
people have been asking, like just people who've seen me post it have a
Oh
couple
yeah.
people been like, what is it about?" And I've been like, "Well, we're still trying to figure that out ourselves. Like we're just talking about things, and then if anything sticks in particular,
Whatever.
we're
Pretty much is whatever interests us in like I don't know, dude. I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. We're just a variety podcast, I guess. Pop
yeah,
culture, hockey is going to be a big one. It's just stuff we're into, really.
stuff we're into and stuff we think other people are into, and we're gonna try to keep it. Besides probably the sports aspect, we're gonna try to keep it as Newfoundland centric as possible. So it
Well, I
can
mean, because I'm the one. I'm some proud to be a Newfoundlander. My son,
yeah,
the
I
most
know.
proud, I would say.
Off with um our prediction show. I got Hockey DB up here, so if we need to like do any searching of people we can.
That's true.
So yeah, I think the first thing to start with is awards for teams. Top of the Western Conference. I'm not going to go in those weird divisions that they made. I hate that, and I think
Why?
hockey is ruined when they took 1 to 8 out of the fucking thing. It's ruined. That you could be second and playing third place team. Yeah, we're not getting into it.
We probably will at some point, but yeah.
Oh yeah, I'll get into how much it pisses me the fuck off. A lot of that shit. But this is not the episode because we could probably do a full episode about how the playoffs piss me off.
Listen, bro. We're going to be talking about hockey a lot in this podcast, so yeah.
Top of the Western Conference. Do you have a prediction?
Listen. This is where I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know. I loves hockey to death. I do. I'm just I just think life is just better and more comfortable when hockey's on TV. I don't know why that is. It's just a feeling of comfort I get. But I didn't watch it last year as much as I should have, but this year I'm going to start watching heavily. So I think you could probably give your predictions first, and I'll probably just jump in when I.
Okay, so people are going to think top of the West. A lot of people would probably assume Edmonton, Colorado, Vancouver. Yeah. I think those teams are more focused on trying to win a Stanley Cup, which I think teams who are focused on winning on Stanley Cup aren't necessarily going to come in first because they're kind of saving it. Florida did it last year, even though Florida still finished really well. They probably could have been the best team in the league.
Yeah.
Which I'm going to make a really random, not so much random. They did a lot of work this summer. I'm going to guess Nashville is
I knew you were going to say Nashville, and I hope they fucking do because they stole my captain. Oh, my fucking God.
Well, that's something we can get into. They picked up Stamkos, Marchessault.
Yup.
2 players who feel screwed over by their former teams. Stamkos feels screwed over by Tampa.
And they didn't screw him.
Exactly. Marchessault feels screwed over by Vegas big time. He won the Conn Smythe, and they got rid of him. They didn't re-sign him.
They were quick to fuck over what's it called too when they won the Vezina, Fleury.
Fleury.
I just think Vegas are just scummy by.
And they also picked up Brady Shea, who spells his name SKEJ, I think. So it's like a cool. I like how they pronounce Shea like that.
Skedge, yeah, right on.
Skedge, yeah. But they got him. He's an amazing defenseman. So they already got a great defense score. So, yeah, and they got, in my opinion, best goalie in the league when he's on. So I think, using Saros, so I think we have a Nashville top of the West.
See, best goalie in the league? Is UC Saros that good?
I think he might be. And that's why we're going to move on to the top of the East, who they might have the best goalie. I think the Rangers are going to be top of the East again this year. No, Carolina was last year, I believe, but...
Yeah, I got more to say about the East than I do the West. I'd say, well, we both do, I'd say, just because we're from over here and we root for teams over here.
Yeah,
I always found the Western Division's team hockey just kind of not boring. It's just like it comes on late. I didn't really watch the games. I don't know.
Oh, I agree. I totally agree. The only time I really watch the West is in the playoffs because it's just, or when the Leafs are playing them.
Yeah,
I have the New York Rangers as the top. I don't really know what additions or subtractions they made. If I know they lost like Barclay Goodrow, a couple of people like that, but
Goodrow? Wait. Where's Goodrow now? I like him a lot.
Barclay Goodrow is in San Jose, I believe now.
Back to San Jose. Dust.
Yeah, and so then I have New York Rangers just because I think they have great forwards, great defense, and they've got top 3 goalie in the world. I'm not sure if he's the best, but
on paper, the Rangers should win every year because they're unreal. I think
totally.
Them as top, I think, is fair to say.
Denver President's
what is that?
Trophy, like the best team in the league, like the most points in the league overall. I have New York Rangers, so the Rangers edging out Nashville, the best team in the league.
I'd say
Stanley Cup. I think Florida is going to repeat.
That's not too bold. I think that's they could. Did they make many changes to their team?
They've lost people, but they still got the buys.
The good
No, the
lads.
Kachuk. They still got Kachuk. They still
Yeah,
got
the core.
Barkov.
Yeah, the
Yeah, the
core
people
boss
that really and like they're
matter.
the kind of team now that has like a culture kind of thing where like they can go get fucking Jimmy who lives in fucking Greens Harbor and he'll be on the fucking second line and score 35 goals for him and never play hockey in his life.
Yeah.
They're like a Boston or like a Pittsburgh who used to do that for years. Like Crosby, I think Crosby had two DeVries and Bay Roberts playing with him before. Like I'm not really sure, but
Well,
like
I don't know.
it's never been. So then I got I got also like two more categories. I got biggest disappointment in the regular season.
Who do we think's going to be the biggest one in the regular season?
I think this year, and this is kind of a shout out to a couple people I know. I think I think one of the biggest disappointments is going to be Ottawa again this year. I think people think they're going to be incredible, and they're just yes, they'll beat the Leafs 4 times, whatever.
You're
But they're
just
not
talking
making,
shit by.
but they're not making the playoffs again. And
That's
I think another
fucked.
big disappointment is going to be Detroit again. Detroit, who keeps trying to make the playoffs but won't make it again. The Stevie
Dude.
Eiserman is the last year he got to be the GM there if they don't make the playoffs. Biggest surprise regular season, I have Seattle or Utah. I got kind of those two teams.
Well, yeah, Utah's interesting,
Well,
but
they're not in Phoenix anymore, wherever the fuck they were before.
yeah, true. Talking about Detroit though, do you remember back in like sure there was a time we were just used to Detroit making the playoffs every fucking year, and now they're just a dusty team. It's gonna.
So then let's get into some individual awards. First, I got Lady Bing for the person with the least amount of penalty minutes or the most sportsmanlike player. I got Jacob Slavin, who plays for Carolina. He's won it the last couple of years. I think last year as a defenseman, he had like 4 penalty minutes. So going to go with him. The Selkie,
Oh
I
yeah,
have best defensive forward. I have Matthews. So Matthews, he's been in there. He's been in the conversation the last couple of years, but
Daddy Matthews, oh my favorite boy,
Poppy, as they call him,
Captain Matthews now.
Captain Matthews. Yeah. I'm not sure but that'll probably go to Barkov again on Florida because he's incredible.
You go big fridge. Good luck.
Rookie of the year, I got Mishkov, who got drafted 2 years ago, Russian with Philly. I think Philly finally has like a star player.
They've been lacking a star player for a long time. Hey,
They have,
who's the last star on Philly by Simone Gagne, Danny Briere.
but like they made the finals that 1 year, but I don't even know if they had anyone on their team that you would be like, holy shit, they're like Claude Giroux.
Well, yeah, I forgot he was their last star.
Voracek had a couple good years for him. So did Scott Hartnell. Like that team was beat the shit out of you good.
They're gritty by.
Yeah, totally. They were very gritty. I love Wayne Simmons on that team back then too.
He was dirtbag, dude. I has fun. I liked watching Philadelphia as a whole.
Yeah, even though I hated them, I think back now. I'm like, man, I wish there was more teams like that.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. I guess right artistic about stuff. I like their goal horn. I like their announcer. I like their jerseys. But I just fucking goes deep with it. But I like it.
So then I got top D man. I'm gonna go with McCarr with Colorado. I think he's the best defenseman in the league, but whether he stays healthy or not, if it's not him, Quinn Hughes is also a pretty good choice from Vancouver.
I had him on fantasy last year, and he did shocking. Well, I had him and JT Miller, and I did shocking. They did. Remember the start Vancouver had last year? Had an unbelievable start.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, Quinn Hughes is unreal. Loves Quinn Hughes.
Oh, yeah, me too. I think he was one of the best players in the NHL last year.
Who won the fuck? I don't know who won the trophies last year. I guess we talk about that after. I don't know.
Well, yeah, we could go over. You want me to get the trophies from last year?
Yeah, we can because yeah, a little reminder would be nice.
The Bill Masterson, who showed the best sportsmanship and dedication to hockey, Connor Ingram. Yeah. The Selkie was Barkov, Jack Adams, Rick Tocchet, King Clancy, which is They exemplify leadership qualities on and off the ice, and they make noteworthy humanitarian contributions. Anders
Yeah,
Lee. The
fair enough.
Lady Bing was, Jacob Salvin.
Slaver,
Slavin, jeez, I can't pronounce his name.
he'll be all right.
Best general manager, Jim Nill from Dallas. The Willie O'Ree, which is individual who through the game of hockey has positively impacted his or her community. Mark DeMontis. Calder. The Calder was Bedard. The Hart was McKinnon. Norris was Hughes. Ted Lindsay was McKinnon. And Vesna was Connor Hellbuck.
Really?
Yeah. I think the Hart was goalie. I think Shesterkin's going to win it because I think New York is going to be so good.
They should be good, yeah.
Most points, I'm going to go with McDavid. I think he's going to get he has he can hit 1,000 this year. I think he'll do that for sure. But I think he's going to fit. Last year, he had a down year and he still had 100 assists.
Yeah.
And he scored 30-something goals. So, I think if he could score 60 again and get 100 assists.
He's capable of it, he knows he is.
Yep. So, most goals, I'm going with Matthews. I think this year he's going to hit 70.
Father. Yeah. 70. Okay, dude.
And the Hart, I'm going with McDavid because if I think he's going to get 160 points, then I have to assume he's going to be the most valuable player. I do think Florida's going to win the cup again this year, just to kind of end that off. But we'll see. Maybe the Leafs win it this year. But
shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that's just wishful thinking. Yeah, that's kind of just the NHL predictions I had this year. We'll talk more about the NHL now, in a couple days, and probably by the next episode when the season actually starts up and stuff. But have you watched any preseason?
No, I just noticed that the Ottawa Senators dummy went to Toronto the other night. Good laugh in overtime.
All that the preseason makes me realize is it's so it's good for see a few buys, see how he does, on the maybe this player will be the 13th forward. But for a team like Toronto, where basically every spot is already counted for, it's just can we just start the season? Actually, as a Toronto fan, it's can we just make it to the playoffs because the season is so long. And that we just need to be and who knows, maybe this year is the year they do make a bit of a run on it. Who knows? I don't know.
Wow. Every year ever.
I don't know, man. You gotta be I gotta have some hope. It's hard to
Listen, you're a Leafs fan. You just don't be,
I hate them more than anything in this world.
Yeah, because they're all fucking delusional morons, mostly.
No, not the fans. That team. I hate them.
Dust. Yeah.
Not Dust. Too good. There's when you're 5% on the fucking power play last playoffs with $45 million on the power play. Actually, 50 something. Fuck that.
Dude, listen. I don't know what happened last year was just all came in really was sucky baby syndrome. What happened in the playoffs where he goes MIA in the playoffs? I don't know why.
Yeah, it's honestly a pile of bullshit.
Yeah, sorry, bye.
No, nothing to be sorry about. I for some reason I start cheering for that team, and it's just in my blood.
Basically, I'm just sorry you're a Leafs fan.
Every fucking spring, I'm not watching him again. Last year, and especially when they were down 3-1, they came back and almost won that series against Boston. I'm you fuckers to get my hopes up like that.
Dude, where were we when they blew that lead against Boston?
I was at Jeff's house in town.
I could have swore we done. I remember watching them Jordan Smiths.
Yeah, it was one of the maddest I've ever been in my life.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I guess, scary moments.
Oh.
I have a little thing I wanted to do on the podcast, and it's going to be probably a episodically thing. Maybe when we're in during Halloween, maybe we'll be a bit I'll do a couple more, but I wanted to do a ghost story.
A ghost story, okay.
Yeah, and so this is a ghost story that's I'm going to take something from a book I just recently bought on Newfoundland Ghost Stories, written by Dale Jarvis. He's also the guy who does the haunted hikes in St. John's,
So like,
which is,
hold on. Are these true stories? I hope so.
well, like true as you want to believe.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Well,
Like, true.
dude, I'll suspend my disbelief. I'll do that. I'm no trouble.
So yeah, and then also this one's near in my heart because one of my cousins experienced in the area that the story from Dale comes from is kind of in the general area I'm from too.
Okay.
So it's the white lady or the white woman or whatever you would call it. It's
Dude, there's a every town's got their own version of
every
white
take
lady, I'm pretty sure.
totally. So I guess I'll start with Placentia Bay is where it takes place in Arnold's
Okay.
Cove.
Right.
Placentia Bay is just a lot of it was resettled. So and Arnold's Cove was one of the places that wasn't resettled, but just people coming from a lot of Irish heritage and a lot of English heritage, more Irish and more Catholic in that area, in the Placentia Bay area. And so they come with a lot of stories, a lot of folk stories, a lot of myths. This story essentially is about, it's your classic two people in love. The man's a fisherman. He goes fishing. The woman thinks he's coming back. They're getting married. They're supposed to get married on the day she's back. The day he's back. One night she sees a ship coming in, which I've recently and then there was actually no ship, which I recently realized is something called a fetch. It's like, you've heard stories, Jordan? I'm sure, like you see a dead, they're already dead, but they're like you see him again. Like it's this weird. It's this.
Yeah.
It's really big in Irish heritage as far as I know. She like tells everyone. Everyone's like, no, you didn't see anything. They're not back yet. He never comes back, obviously, which is the most classic thing ever.
Of course.
And she throws herself off the cliff.
Of course.
Every post date of her suicide, like every anniversary, apparently people see her. So now to tell the story about my area, so I'm from Trinity Bay, Norman's Cove, Chapel, Long Cove area, and the Chapel Arm, I should say, not just Chapel. So in that area, the story is of the white woman there. I think it's the same thing, except her husband didn't show up on their wedding day, and it revolves around that.
Okay.
So my cousin was driving in this area. They call it the dark zone, and the reason they call it that is there's no lights. There's no street lights up there for like a kilometer. So people always walked in that area back in the day. Obviously terrifying. It's so dark there.
Yeah.
My cousin's driving one night and he sees this woman hitchhiking, wearing all white or whatever. And I guess like out in that area, he's just like, oh, God knows where she's going.
Yeah, where's she been to? By who knows?
So he's like driving through, and I guess he feels a bit eerie or whatnot. Goes to pick her up. She jumps on the car. And he's driving, he can't see where he's going. That's apparently, or she tried to jump in with him, something fucking scary. So he got home, and then like my aunt, his mom was like, oh my God, what happened? And apparently he was like white as a ghost. And that's the story my mom always told me growing up. So I did a bit of research. Yeah, man, I did a bit of research about the white lady yesterday, white woman. And there's like a story out of Bell Island where she's this beautiful woman, but then when she turns, she's actually like a swamp hag or something. It's like,
oh, great! Sounds good.
Read about the swamp hag in Bell Island, but then some people also think it could be just like a pedophile, like actually a guy who was dressing up back in the day. Oh yeah, that's even more scary than a ghost.
Yeah, of course it is.
Fucking terrifying.
That's wild.
Yeah, so like I did some more research into it, and apparently like every culture in the world has a white lady story. So I ask you this. How does a world where that wasn't connected all have the same story? It's obviously somewhat true.
Well, dude, listen. Yeah, like you said every culture ever has their own story of it. Like there's got to be some truth to it. You would think.
Exact. I don't believe in ghosts per se, that it's this dead person who's coming back to hunt you. But I think that somebody could have such shitty energy or positive energy that
Then it
when they
lingers
die,
around.
they kind of leave that energy. So, like, if you ever went to a house that something really bad happened there or whatever,
You can feel it.
you could just feel it, like just the
Yeah.
fucking negative energy. But if you go into somewhere you're like, wow, this is like a really positive place. Like my nan and pop are gone, like they passed away. My uncle who lived in that house for his whole life passed away. And like I was at home this summer for my nan's funeral, and I go in the house and like three people have died in that house. And I felt
Yeah.
like, but like it's all positive memories. Their
Right.
deaths are
Yeah.
super positive and like as positive death can be.
There
So
you
like
go.
I felt
Well,
totally at home there.
on the topic of scary shit, we both seen a pretty fucking. It's safe to say it affected us both pretty heavily.
Oh, yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. And for anyone, for I guess for people's interest about us, we're both really into scary movies.
We're fucked in the head, yeah.
But we're also those people who like I watch a scary movie and I genuinely get scared. Like it's not like I watch it because I'm like trying to have a laugh and joke. It's like I
I like
actually
the feel.
genuinely
I like
yeah.
the feeling of being scared. It feels good. It makes me feel alive, dude. That's why I watch it. It's weird, but I like it.
Oh, I'll still walk home scared. Like
The Deliverance, dude. Holy fuck!
the
What a movie.
Deliverance. I think it's Lee Daniels directed it. He also directed Precious, and it seems like he talks about like Precious was just like a really like
That's the one, okay.
intense.
That's the one about the. I haven't seen the movie, but I think it's about a bigger black lady.
Yeah, it's about the black woman who's like she's like a heavy set black woman, and
Yeah,
she just lives a life, it just seems, of like horror where like her dad sexually assaults her and she has her dad's kid and her kids have like learning
brutal.
disabilities and like it's just it's just handicaps and stuff. It's just really like it's
Well,
just really sad, and this
yeah.
feels like that but with the horror aspect with they're like
It's a very interesting. Well, my favorite horror movies are like the ones where there's a good family dynamic and like you actually care about the shit this happening. Like you care about the people shit's happening to. You know what I mean?
yeah, and like it's apparently based on a true story
It's fun.
about the story of Latoya Amons. So like sorry if
Yeah,
I'm reading I got a article up from it from Forbes where they just kind of talked about the true story aspect of it, and yeah, I guess this spoiler because we are going to like spoil the movie.
well, yeah, just well.
But it's the only way to really talk about it. So yeah, the movie just starts pretty like your typical almost drama where this single woman, single mother is raising three kids. Her mother lives with her. And then there's like you start learning pretty quickly that this household there's a lot of just
Bad shit
negative.
going on. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's also like negative things in their life outside the horror, like
Yeah.
where they're poor.
Yeah.
The mother has an alcohol problem. The grandmother's dying of cancer. The kids are like not doing well in school. Their dad is in Iraq. It's just
and the mom is abusive because her mother abused her.
Yeah, so it's like one of those.
It's real. It's just real deep shit, dude.
Yeah, but then like you find out that they move into this house and stuff, and then like in classic house possession movies like The Conjuring and whatnot, it had a very Conjuring feel to it where we're trying to possess a family member to kill the other family members. But that's the first Conjuring movie, which is the best one. But then like start just weird things, and it's always the basement. Like it's always a basement. The doors are slamming. But in this undertone of horror, because I wouldn't say it's like a straight up just horror movie. I would say it's like a horror drama. Like because the real horrors is like what's happening to these kids. But then the ghost is like almost a manipulator. Well, it's a demon.
Well, yeah.
And it starts beating the kids up because it almost knows that the mother is like child protective services are after the mother. It gets very dark.
Yeah.
They end up like the ghost ends up killing the grandmother, which is just and the grandmother is Cruella DeVille from the first 101 Dalmatians. She's
what's her name?
The live action one.
What's the Glenn Close? That's her name. The actress's name. Anyway, so why it has such a profound effect on me is because like I was raised Christian, right? In a Christian household. And like I don't know, I feel like the main point and like of the movie is like ending as possible with Jesus by. And it's just very interesting for a horror movie to have that message. Do you know what I mean?
Do you think that was the...
Well, that was my takeaway from it, by. I don't know.
Well, I think there's a lot of takeaways, too. Like, I'll admit some things didn't hit for me when she was speaking in tongues and she became Jesus for a minute. I'm not sure what that was.
I thought that was dust.
That's the thing about a horror movie. There's nothing. Well, actually, I think The Conjuring is almost like perfect and so Sinister, where like it never kind of gets lame. It's just always kind of good.
Yeah.
Like, and the other Sinister 2, and the other Conjurings don't do that as well as the first ones. But like,
they never do, usually.
I think, have you seen Talk to Me with the Hand?
Of course I have.
Like, I think that's really compelling all the way through for the most part. There's not many parts, like, but the end, like, that was just kind of cringy. I was just like, this is cringy. The Evil Dead is another one that is really good. But
the viewers can go and watch it and have their own interpretation of it, I guess.
Oh, well, yeah, I think what I took out of it the most was just like it's just like the ultimate just horrible situation. I'm laughing because that's what I do at trauma.
Yeah, of course.
As a child of trauma. But I think watching it, I was just like, man, their lives are just horrible. And then this, and then like it's just the little kid. Like, I gotta say, when the exorcism and the other two kids are like floating in the bed, ripping their fucking flesh off.
That was wild.
That's wild. That's good shit.
That's good shit.
That was scary. I thought the little boy, like making him this possess one, but also possessing all the kids in a way.
Interesting. Great. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. So all in all, I just thought it was super.
Yeah, it's just what it's like. The guys are already in a shitty situation.
Yeah.
And then the demon just comes along. There just happens to be a demon in their lives too, and they just got to deal with that too. And it's pretty shit.
Oh, and yeah. I think it's like the devil though. It's a bad demon. You know what I mean? It's like the woman that it kills. That was the other thing, that weird priest or whatever she was. I was just like, what the fuck is going on here?
I liked her, dude. But see, it's the reason is because like I said, I was raised in a Christian household. I don't want to talk about religion on here too much, but I would say I am a Christian in my beliefs. And I don't give a fuck what you believe. I don't give a fuck. I don't. Like,
I'm just laughing at you.
No, I know. No, I'm not talking about you and John. I'm just talking about in general. Like, I don't give a fuck what people believe. Everyone can believe what they want. Do what you do. Believe what you want. Whatever. When it comes to religion and stuff, but like, just don't try to tell me that I'm wrong or whatever.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like dust. Like, leave me alone. Essentially. But yeah, just what my whole point was. That's why it had such a profound effect on me, because I was raised in a Christian household. Good laugh.
New Halle Berry horror movie coming out.
Ooh, what's it called?
Oh, it looks horrifying. Oh, it's called Never Let Go. It's coming out like really soon. It looks just so scary. And it's like one of those, like, 3 of them are living in the woods. They have like a rope attached to them to try to like, they can't leave a certain distance of their house without like just.
Oh no.
Scary. But then there's like the question in it, like in the trailer, it seemed like, is there really even monsters? Like, you know what I mean? Like, or is our mother crazy? So it's one of those things.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I think that I'm probably gonna go try to see that one next week and just have a little probably update on it too when we meet again. Um,
Oh, dude. Okay, so I'm looking this movie up right now, and this guy is the same actor.
oh, it's the
Same, sorry.
Deliverance.
No, the same. No, not the actor. Sorry, director. He directed the Hills Have Eyes remake,
Oh, I know, which is
and that's shocking. And Mirrors. Remember that movie, dude? With
yeah,
Buddy from
but
what?
fucking the Hills Have Eyes remake, man. The like that one. I think it's
Oh,
like 2006 or whatever.
six. Yeah, yeah. I remember being 14 years old and seeing the commercial for that movie on TV and being petrified of it.
Have you watched it?
Yes, and it's really disturbing.
Yeah, dude. It's actually one of the most disturbing movies I've ever seen.
I just feel like, dude, what does it for me? And what makes it like
It's
it's
the rape
just
scene. It's just horrible.
it's not
It is
these mo-
that.
it is that. Like I'm just talking about in general of like when it comes to movies like it's just movies that have horrible things happen to just normal people, and it makes it just seem real, dude. And it's
I
just like,
know. Well, it's like Wrong Turn. Like those
yeah,
movies, even though they're like in the eighth one and it's super lame now, the idea of like going somewhere and someone like at the grocery store being in cahoots with the inbred hillbillies who are like basically mutated.
yeah, who are gonna
It's
eat you the once? Like, yeah, it's horrifying.
the second Hills Have Eyes is even worse when this is they're trying to impress. I just can't even.
That's nuts. Directors are wild.
Dude,
And
I
we're
remember watching that when I was like 12, and I don't think it affected me because I didn't quite get it. No, but I didn't. I think
yeah,
there's like you're not
yeah.
traumatized by things, but then
No,
like
of course not.
me
Because
and
you don't know what it
Robin
is.
watched. Yeah, me and Robin watched it like I think a couple years ago,
When you
and
understand what's going on, it's a lot different, dude.
yeah, like it's a lot of fast forwarding because I don't want to watch this. Like it's just like I know and like just the way man, I think the rape scene of that, and I don't want to like go into it too far
Harp
because
on it, fair
this is
no.
also very like trigger warning for people like
Of
just
course.
we're gonna
Of
talk like
course.
but oh my god, that one that stuck with me and just the way they set it up. No, I'm anti that movie. Like I think it's if you want to watch something that's gonna really like just it's kind of like up there with you like it's not as bad as Human Centipede or whatever, but like they're really trying to shock you with that movie.
Yeah.
Like I think like I find like Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, like some of those movies, they're like just about what they're about. Like it's not and same
Well,
with
yeah,
like
yeah.
same with Halloween. It's just like
They're well, see, yeah, slashers is predictable. You're gonna go in there. You know for a fact that's the buys, and you when you're watching Friday the 13th, you're almost rooting for Jason to just murder some buys.
well, yeah, they're almost the lead character in a
Yeah,
way.
they are. They
I
100%
would
are.
if I could recommend a movie for you to watch, Jordan, you might have already watched it. Is Behind the Mask, Leslie Vernon story. It's basically just about like it's basically following around Jason, but it's like following around a serial killer who like, and it's just like it's
Okay,
documentary style. I think it's really good. It's one of the best movies like that. Um,
nice.
but yeah,
Yeah, I'll check it out, yeah, for sure.
one thing we're going to talk about a nice bit too is like video games because I think that's something we're both pretty interested in. So Jordan, you're the bigger gamer. I think Sony plays a more wide variety of games. I stick to a couple. I think as a computer, primarily PC gamer, you play a couple and you also stream.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Oh yeah. Twitch.tv/jerkadir. Go follow me, you fuckers. Anyway,
we'll put it in the
uh,
description.
yeah, for sure. Um, See, my view on games these days, dude. My financial situation isn't the best, so I'm doing what I can, but I just can't justify spending $90 on a brand new game these days. Like even if I was even if you got money, $90 for a video game is fucking crazy. So I think the way to play video games these days is like everything else, just get subscriptions like Game Pass and stuff for Xbox and stuff like that.
I agree. I
Yeah.
That's what I have. That's the only thing. I have this subscription where it comes with Live and Game Pass together.
Yeah. That's the way to
And
do it, dude.
you get a lot of games you'll get eventually. Some games you get immediately for free. And there's a
Right.
lot they do just cloud gaming for. You can't download it, but you can play it on the cloud, which you can still save. Is there anything you're particularly playing though?
Right now, this is silly, but there's a game I got on Steam called Trading Card Game Shop Simulator. So basically, yeah, you own your own trading card game shop, and they got their own fucking little own version of Pokemon made or Digimon, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And there's that. And so what I does now is I just stocks the shelves in my shop, gets me customers going. I hired someone on, and I just opens packs in the corner. And you could the cards you get in the packs, you could sell them to your shop. And dude, it's like dude, as a gambler, as someone who has an addictive personality and likes gambling, it's some fun, man. Remember opening shell packs back in the day?
Oh, well, yeah, I was kind of going to talk about, well, I'm obsessed with FIFA right now. It was FIFA 24, and now FC 25 is coming in a couple days. And I love playing Ultimate Team. I always have on those games. But the one thing I fucking hate
It's
is
packs.
well, also, and people get a week like on if you want to pay $116.99 for the game to be released a week earlier for you, and you get like a bunch of packs to start your football ultimate your football ultimate team off with.
Yeah.
Like I'm watching people on the internet, and they already got like teams that I'm like, I won't have a team like that because I don't buy packs. I literally just do challenges and stuff and try to like I might get the odd points and be like, I'll buy like one pack, but I'm not buying. I'll buy the $10 packs. There's sometimes packs that you need to spend like $40 on to buy one pack, man, and maybe get a good player.
It's just all those games are just pay to win shit. It's gonna be there.
That was the thing that bothered me so much about Hut after a while.
Well, yeah, because like, see, it's like any of those games where if there's a pay to win option, someone is going to be there to do it, and that's how video game companies stays in business by.
Well, can you imagine buying a game for $116 and then there's some people I bet they put thousands of dollars in.
Well, yeah, of course they do. Well, dude, I used to put hundreds in the NHL packs in NHL 13 and 14, and I sucked at the game. I just like to gamble and the feeling of getting good players, dude.
Oh yeah, dude. I remember being like hanging out with our very close acquaintance, Feller Pine, and
yeah,
I would not force him, but like he'd buy a pack and get like. And I'd be like, you should get another one, then.
Yeah, dude.
See what you get.
And how long ago was that ago? 10 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so we were in our early 20s, but stupid didn't know the difference. And yeah, we were just, I got a job. I'll just spend hundreds of dollars on virtual packs in NHL.
Life was cheaper back then, even though we're only talking about 10 years. Things were cheaper. I'll never forget, unpacking fucking Sidney Crosby Movember, and it was
oh my god, I remember the Movember cards, dude. They were purple and they had to fucking
sick. Yeah. I think he was like 98 overall, and that's before like the only players that got 99 in Hut back then was like Gretzky. Like that's the other thing. Like these days, like everyone like gets a fucking promo card, and it's like nobody, only people who are good. Like, why is this? Like there's sometimes they're like, and now how the game is like evolved. Like there's even you'll get junior players with promo cards and they're like 95 overall. I played fucking NHL 24 twice on Hut, and I was just like, even though skill does win, if someone has a way better team than you, like I mean exponentially better, they're gonna beat you. Of
course.
And there's always some glitch goal that you're just like,
oh yeah. Just backdoor cheese or something. Oh, I know.
No, or between cross crease. Remember the glitch shot? Like you could bring it around and just like rip it. That one. Oh, in the last couple, it's been like so much poke checking and stick lifting, and it's just like, honestly, oh man, like we used to play those games so much, and like I even they ruined EA's SHL too because you could put money into your players and just buy make your player like 90 overall in the first week of the game, and like it's way cooler in those games when you
Earn it
like,
all.
but spend the odd dollar, like a little, like I'm gonna buy a couple packs today, and
Well,
just
see,
like
here's my view on that shit. It's like this is okay. I'm not very good with money as a first of all, obviously not. But my take on that is like if you're playing a game, it's like a hobby, right? Games are a hobby. So like you can invest money into your hobbies, like same like a painter would invest money into whatever, you know what I mean? So if you're playing Shell, for example, and you got a bit of extra money and you just buy a few Shell packs, that's not really a big deal that much,
no,
I don't think.
it's not at all. I don't think it's bought, like I think if you bought, like, just say every week you're like spending $20. Like every Friday, you're like, oh,
Yeah.
the weekend's fucking hit, and I got the weekend off. I'm gonna buy $20 worth of points, and then like,
It's
but
like same thing as putting $20 in the slots buy just as well. Fuck it.
well, in the world, like in a certain world, like you're going out once a week and you're putting 20 in. If you do really well, you're super excited. But if you don't, you're not going any farther. Because that was
No.
the problem. That dude, it's so much like gambling. Because
Of
you
course
open
it
a
is.
pack and then you're like, well, I'll hedge this. I'll trade a few of these players, get some more money, or like, yeah, or I'm gonna like, and that was when the problem was, the downfall of I think a lot of people was I didn't have a credit card, but I had a Visa debit, and one of our good friends had a Visa debit too, and that was working and being like you said, oh, I'll make this back in an hour, and it's like, stop with that mentality.
You'll do anything to justify spending a bit of money on gel packs by dust.
Oh, and the same thing is with any pack now, like with fucking. The one thing I do like about Call of Duty is money does not make you better.
No, well, no.
You can buy skins and stuff, and you can buy like Turtle Beaches to hear people, like things like that.
Yes, but yeah, Call of Duty is pretty much heading up. If it's, I haven't played Call of Duty in a bit, but like if it's the same as it always was, like you just got to put effort into knowing what guns are good and level them up.
Jordan, I'm obsessed with it again. I am,
Okay.
but I does it like way different because I don't really play with anyone. All the guys played. Like I wouldn't do this, but I'll have music or a podcast on. I won't even have volume on the TV, and I'll still. I don't care about kill KDR anymore. I care more about winning. Winning is the thing now. So if I only play Kill Confirmed, I think Kill Confirmed is a sick game mode.
Oh yeah, of course it is.
All about it. Like it was just double XP weekend, and I was like, where I'm freelancing, like I can come
used to live for those.
I can come in and out of playing a lot. Like this weekend, I bet you I played. Well, we'll get off this, and I'll probably play for like 5 hours, and like
just 16 years old again, bye.
Oh, dude, I had a serious issue with Call of Duty, Call of Duty 4 specifically, to the point where like that summer, I'll never forget, like getting fucking. It was just before finals in grade 8, and we got high speed in Normsville area. And I remember Daniel Power being like, you should check out Call of Duty Modern Warfare at Call of Duty 4. It's great online. And he explained to me the leveling up and the prestiging. And I'm like, man, I love those games because I always loved the story modes in Call of Duty. So I was like, I got to get that game. And then just for anyone, I just want to make a side note. This is our voice for all of our friends, so I'm not actually making fun of anyone, but that's how everyone talks when I'm.
It's just no big deal, you know.
Yes,
it's a fuck.
This is a thing, but I gotta explain because I don't want people to be like, "Oh, they're making fun of this guy." But Daniel was like, "You got to get," and I got Call of Duty 4, like the MP. Was it MP5? MP4?
Yeah.
MP5. Yeah.
What are you talking about?
The gun that it was sick with a silencer. It had, on Call of Duty 4. Yeah,
the MP5.
And the snipers, the R700. Oh, yeah.
Sniping on that game. Oh, Call of Duty 4. You bring me back now, buddy.
Well, remember that scope you could put on the rifles that wasn't like, it was all like, it was the quick scoping scope?
Oh, the ACOG, yeah.
Oh, yeah, ACOG, yeah.
Dude. You sound, ACOG, you sound so old, dude.
No, but Oh, well, that game. And then Modern Warfare 2 was sick. I was never really big fans of the Black Ops games. Definitely more of a fan of like the whoever makes the Modern Warfare series. I forget. I think it's just way better.
Treyarch.
Yeah, dude, the new story mode, the new one
No,
was sick.
No. Sorry, Treyarch made Black Ops. Infinity War made Modern
Yeah,
Warfare.
yeah. I just think the game is. I want you to get another Xbox and same with Jordan, and we can start
Well,
playing again.
funny that you mentioned that. Once I get money straightened away again, I'm gonna fucking get a Series X, man. And I want to get chill again and fucking probably stream it. I'd say that'd be
Oh, well, that I would stream it with you. That would just be sick.
yeah, that'd be a laugh. Yeah. So
um,
my plan is to get an Xbox and get a capture card and just stream console games. Laugh. Sounds good.
all right, folks. So that's all we got for you for the first episode of the. You want to say it, Jordan?
Good Laff
Podcast.
Podcast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can't forget that part. I don't even know if we introduced ourselves in the beginning because we just hopped right in. So you want to go first, Jordan?
Well, Jordan Reed, 32 years old. Um, Pretty much a normal guy. Likes video games, hockey, smoking dope. Fucking yeah. We're currently working at the gas station as a receiver. Um, Unloading trucks, checking shit off, stocking shelves. Good laugh, I guess. Bye. Here are you. Bye.
And I'm Julian Smith. I'm a sound designer and stage slash production manager. Yeah, I do freelance work, edit a podcast. I do a couple. Yeah, try to keep myself busy.
Good laugh.
It's not very glamorous as people would probably think it is, but yeah. And so thanks for listening. If you did, well, if you are hearing this, you obviously listen. So thanks for listening.
Thanks for making it. Thanks for making it to the end of this fucking madness. Bye.
Yeah, our podcast,
pilot episode.
Yeah, our pilot. Yeah, it's definitely our pilot. Like I said in the beginning, I think we're just gonna find what our niche is eventually. But for now, we're just gonna stick to talking about things and
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, look out. Like we're gonna tag our socials, our personal, and then our podcast social in the description. And thanks a lot for listening again. Our next podcast is going to be a Halloween centric podcast because we're getting into spooky seasons. So yeah, keep a lookout for that one. Yeah.
Good luck.